Come on and wake up. Listen to your heart now.
It's a big avalanche by the time we say it, and we go, don't you ever talk to me that way. And that when you're arguing with someone, a lot of times they're not really arguing with you. They're arguing with someone from their past, and you're like, why are you saying this to me? It's crazy, right? It's because they're reliving an old story slapped onto your face. Well, if you relive an experience, it's like you're looking in from the outside, but you're actually, all that experience of that was recorded. So you can look at it and you can say, oh my God, I was only 8 years old. And because of that experience, I feel like there's something wrong with me, that I'm hopeless, or I feel like I have no power to help the people I love, or whatever, whatever story you created about that as an 8-year-old, you can now look back in as a 40-year-old and say, whoa, I was so hard on myself. I was only 8. Of course I didn't know what to do. Of course I'm the one playing this role. I'm the one who's handing out the script. I'm the one who's a casting director to all these people that I'm inviting into my life, giving permission to play this role out with me over and over and over and over. And if I'm the one who's doing it, if I can get conscious of it, I'm the one who can change it. I can stop doing that. If I realize that that was an experience but not the truth of me, I can redefine the experience that I want to have in my life and start a new story. You say two people in a relationship, so one person is transferring their past experience onto the person in front of them, and the other person is transferring their experience on the person in front of them, which is you, which we do. I mean, that causes chemistry. Like, you saw something in them that reminded you of something from your past, and they saw something in you that reminded them of something from their past. So you're both pasting past experience on each other's face, and you don't know why this isn't working, because you can't see each other. You're only seeing the past pasted onto the person in front of you. I felt powerless back then, or whatever it was I felt, fearful, or whatever it is. And I get that that's not who you are. I get that that's just what I'm pasting on your face. All right, and that's why a person who does not get conscious with whatever relationship they're in is going to repeat it with another, and another, and another, and then they keep repeating it, because something inside them needs to rectify it. Something inside them needs to get over it. Something inside them needs to identify themselves new, not from that old experience they had, where they're not placing themselves in this particular role in a relationship that's not serving them. So they have to keep replaying it until they figure it out. And what we do is something that's called transference. Okay, so we take that new person that's standing in front of us, and then we grab that memory from inside ourselves, from that past event that we want to rectify, so we can self-identify as a more powerful person than whatever happened, the experience in the past. And we take that memory and we slop it on the face of the new person. That we create a self-identity out of all that stuff. Okay. All that stuff is vibrating and saying, yes, 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 this is the person I want to have in my life, because all this stuff inside me is telling me this is the one. I'm going to pick someone who's willing to play that role of my dad or my brother or my sister or whatever. I'm going to pick someone who already has some kind of quality that reminds me of it, and that's what causes the chemistry in me that attracts me to them. I'm like, oh, here's my opportunity to fix this in myself. Here's this person I'm going to clear this out with. And vice versa. So this is not crazy. It's not a crazy thing. It's what our minds, our brains, our subconscious has us do, so we can bring stuff up and clear it and make up new stories about it. We can make up new identities. I'm going to pick someone who's willing to play that role of my dad or my brother or my sister or whatever. I'm going to pick someone who already has some kind of quality that reminds me of it, and that's what causes the chemistry in me that attracts me to them. I'm like, oh, here's my opportunity to fix this in myself. Here's this person I'm going to clear this out with, right? So the thing is, that's going to be a person who's similar to that other person. That's why they were familiar to you. I'm the one playing this role. I'm the one who's handing out the script. I'm the one who's a casting director to all these people that I'm inviting into my life, giving permission to play this role out with me over and over and over and over. And if I'm the one who's doing it, if if I can get conscious of it, I'm the one who can change it. I can stop doing that. If I realize that that was an experience but not the truth of me, I can redefine the experience that I want to have in my life and start a new story. In a relationship, so one person is transferring their past experience onto the person in front of them, and the other person is transferring their experience on the person in front of them, which is you, which we do. I mean, that causes chemistry. Like you saw something in them that reminded you of something from your past, and they saw something in you that reminded them of something from their past. So you're both pasting past experience on each other's face, and you don't know why this isn't working because you can't see each other. You're only seeing the past pasted onto the person in front of you. It's all just transference, right? We're doing it to each other all the time. It's like what you're doing. That transference is like a request for them to play a particular role for you so you can replay it and have a different outcome. Person in front of me. What does it seem like they're requesting me to be for them? This is probably the experience that other people in your life are having because you're pasting your past onto other people in your life and you're asking them to play a role. And you're trying to create an experience in them so they can feel that feeling, so somebody will understand what you're feeling. And us. If we could create them having that emotional feeling that we already have in ourselves, then we're not alone anymore. Feeling a little like this. Are you feeling this? What's going on for you? We had, when it comes up for us, our brain starts wiring and firing down that associative pathway that takes us right to that moment. It takes us right to that experience when we felt that before. When all that whole conglomeration of the thoughts we were having and the feelings we were feeling and that experience we had and why we identified ourselves, the roles, the goals, the script, everything in that, our mind, it's like doing a Google search. It's like an inquiry. Like you ask the question, you send it into Google, and it brings up all the related searches. Well, our mind is way more powerful than Google. So when you have a particular emotion, you have a particular way of being, and you're bringing up all this energy and chemicals and all this stuff inside you, your mind can pick that up, and you'll have a flash of a memory of something that happened. And you go, oh my gosh, I just remembered something happened when I was 8 years old. It's right, it's all in there. It got recorded, especially with high emotional states. All that stuff comes up. So when you bring yourself back to it, you can literally talk about it. You can see yourself in it. You can feel the feelings you were feeling. Everything that happened, you can actually relive that. You can recognize it. You can bring it up in your mind and watch it as if it's happening again. All of a sudden, I felt this shoo. It was like someone grabbed me. It was kind of like a Christmas Carol when the ghost of Christmas past came and grabbed Scrooge and took him back into the past to look at something. It was like someone had done that to me. Like I just went into this tunnel into the past. And I said, whoa, what just happened? Frightening, and I felt angry. I felt so many emotions at the same time that, it was like I wasn't even present anymore. That was it. When you said this to me, I felt hurt. Was that your intention? That was the thing. It was just one little thing that they said to use. So I said that. Whatever it is they say, you just say, okay. Nothing else. So I did that. I was sitting with my dad. I didn't know why this thing happened, why this sudden emotion overcame my whole body as I saw. Well, it was really cool because this is why people go to therapy, because they want to figure this stuff out about why we replay stuff with new people in our lives. Someone to give me the time and attention to speak with me with kindness and respect. That I was able to say, wow, I bet there were times when my father, who had 5 kids, felt pressure, felt like he wasn't up to the task of taking care of us, of feeding us, of clothing us, of being a good father, of being a good person, and that there were just times when he just needed to focus on his own stuff, but he had 5 kids who were wanting his attention and wanting things from him. And there were times when he was just like, ah! And in those times, being a little kid, I made up that there's something wrong with me, that I'm not worthy of being treated a certain way, that if only I was a better person, he wouldn't talk to me that way. So it was very much like a therapeutic, cathartic whole experience where I was able to not just have understanding for myself and be able to work through and give myself the love that I needed, but also have more understanding for maybe what my father might have been going through during those times, the same way my boyfriend was going through something that I didn't understand at the time. And so when I'm saying, as parents and fathers, and be kinder to your kids and raise the energetic environment, I'm not saying don't be human. I'm saying this to you so we can give each other a little bit of a space, so we don't take it so personally, so we don't attack back. And we can ask each other, what's going on for you right now? We have a little bit more understanding that everybody's got stuff that they want to work through and get to the other side. And sometimes our stuff comes up. So just have a little bit of space for each other. That stuff is sitting in there waiting to be rectified, waiting to bubble up to the surface. So when it does, let's give each other a little bit of understanding. Don't call each other crazy. Don't call each other, say, hey, I never did that, and why are you treating me this way? It's because we take that stuff and we gather it all up, and instead of just saying, you just told me I'm stupid, it's a big avalanche by the time we say it, and we go, don't you ever talk to me that way, because we've got all this stuff gathered up from the past in this big avalanche that we just plow somebody with. So have understanding for ourselves, have understanding for others, just to understand that we do this as human beings. It's not crazy. We want to take it and we want to rectify it, but it is an inside job. We bring it up for each other, and we don't want to just escalate and go into violence. We want to work it out and de-escalate and end up feeling like I feel more powerful than I did when I was a child. Not because I had power over someone else, but just because I gave that to myself.
Come on and wake up. Listen to your heart now. See what's going on. We can make it together. We can find a way.